Acts of the Apostles, there is a reference to the fact that all of those who believed in Jesus were baptized. However, you have to understand that line in context, because at the time, the Christian community was very, very small. And Jesus had just recently sent the disciples out. He said to 12 people, go, tell other people what you've experienced. Tell other people this good news. Spread the good news to everybody. Well, one person's going to talk to a bunch of people, and it's going to be a lot more than, perhaps a crowd will gather, like they did with Jesus. We know from the scriptures as well that Jesus spoke to great crowds at some points. Perhaps those crowds also followed the disciples afterwards, looking for similar teachings as time went on. And we also know from the tradition of the church that the disciples went to various parts of the world. St. Thomas went as far as India to preach this good news. And others went to other parts of the known world to spread this good news as well. If they were telling adults mostly about this person that they had met, called Jesus, and about all that he was teaching, it would be then understandable that they would say, yes, but if you choose to follow in the same footsteps, if you follow the way, the first step of the way is called baptism. And if we have to baptize all the adults, guess what? We also baptize all their children. Because if you at the time, if you brought the king in, you brought the whole community in. Similarly, if you brought the father of the household in, you also brought all of, his wife and all the rest of the children into the community of the church, and they all became believers. Fast forward many, many centuries to current day, the practice that we have now following is that in most cases that we see, parents will bring their newborn infants to the church and ask us to baptize them, the first step in the journey of faith of a disciple of Jesus. That practice has been going on for many, many centuries now. But we still have a door open to the possibility for baptism of adults. And that happens at the Easter Vigil, the night before Easter Sunday. And it's the practice that we use when we have adults who come to us and say, I've seen this community, I am intrigued by it, I want to know more. And so they're involved in a process that we call the RCIA, Rites for Christian Initiation for Adults. And that includes baptism as the first step, the official step of your inclusion in the church. And so if you're an adult who asks to come and to join the church, and you've never been baptized in any other Christian tradition, then the first step is to baptize this adult. So that baptism happens at the Easter Vigil, and then the adult is then continually taught by a team of people or by the whole community in some cases about the practices of the church. And that adult can come back and ask questions as often as he or she wants to about why we do what we do.